Welcome to Just the Juice, the podcast where we talk about recent news and rate juices. I'm Christian, and my guest today is Senior Logan Chambers. Today's juice is apple orchard style Tropicana.
Definitely excited for it.
Yeah, it has a lot of 5-star reviews online. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is the consequences for missing study halls. Okay, so with the attendance policy being updated, there have been changes to the consequences of missing study halls. On the official Stanford Public Schools policies website, it reads, study halls and other non-credit bearing classes are not an optional part of a student's schedule and must be attended. Privileges such as attending prom, parking on school property, or participation in extracurricular activities may be revoked at the discretion of the principal or a designee due to a lack of attendance. If you get 5 absences in a study hall, they could deny your entry to prom, the chance to participate in extracurricular activities, and even take away your parking privileges. My guest today, Logan Chambers, created a petition against this policy change. Now, Logan, what are your thoughts on this update to the attendance policy? Do you feel this is unjust and that we deserve to use the free hour and a half during our study hall to do as we please?
Yeah, it's totally unfair. I mean, as long as I've been a student at Stanford High, I've always seen definitely seniors, sometimes juniors, have their study hall time to themselves. And it's just unfair and kind of confusing to me that they implement this new policy the first year of a new schedule where periods are even longer. I just can't imagine staying in the study hall for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I mean, we should get the time to do whatever we want. You know, if you're hungry, go get food. If you need to actually study, then study. But we shouldn't be limited as to what we can do with this hour
Yeah,
and a half.
exactly. And I mean, taking away kind of like the highlights of your senior year, like prom and parking and just playing sports. I mean, it's just unfair to seniors.
Thank you so much for coming on today, Logan.
Anytime, man, anytime. I just want to give a quick shout out to my senior shirt design number 1. Vote for it. I want to see everyone wear Playboy Cardi.
And before you go, what are your thoughts on this juice?
Apple orchard style. We'll sip it. It's good. Apple. My thirst is quenched.
Happily, thank you. Moving on to global news. Monday was a big win for the women of Italy. Or not. Giorgia Meloni, the first female prime minister in Italy's history, was elected this past week, but she's expected to form the country's most right-wing government with her party Fratelli d'Italia since rule under Benito Mussolini during World War II. A 45-year-old mother from Rome, Meloni is deeply conservative, openly anti-LGBT, and has threatened to place same-sex unions, which were legalized in Italy in 2016, under review. She has also called abortion a tragedy, raising fears for the future of women's rights in the country. In my opinion, Meloni's views are an example of the social regression that is ongoing in today's society. We've seen it here in the United States with the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Those in power are erasing all of the societal progress we've made throughout the past century. Also, under her rule, Italy will no longer be a force of good intentions within the EU, but rather a state that piggybacks off it financially as a means of putting Italy first. But we have yet to see what Meloni would do, so I can't be quick to judge. Okay, so big trigger warning for this next topic. I know this might be highly sensitive to some listeners. I'm going to need to take a sip of my juice real quick because this is actually like insane. Oh yeah, that's good. It's nice and sweet. All right, so just one more trigger warning if you missed the first one. At least 11 children were killed when a gunman wearing Nazi symbols opened fire at a school in the western Russian city of Izhevsk. As of September 26th, 15 fatalities have been recorded. Investigators said 24 people, including 22 children, were injured. Russian officials named the shooter Artem Kazantsev, a resident born in 1988 who once attended the school where the shooting took place. Investigators have started searching Kazantsev's residence and probing reports of his neo-fascist views and Nazi ideology. Russian President Vladimir Putin sent condolences to the victims, according to a statement released by the Kremlin on Monday. His spokesman stated, "The president deeply sympathizes with all those who lost their loved ones and their children in this tragedy, and wishes recovery to those who were injured as a result of this inhuman terrorist act." So, just in case you were sitting there thinking, I wonder if people are still crazy. The answer is yes, people are still fucking crazy. School shootings are becoming more prominent all over the world, not just in the United States. Okay, so after that horrendous news, let's move on to the juice rating. I would give the Tropicana Orchard Style Apple Juice a 7 out of 10. It has quite a bit of sugar, with 37 grams in one serving. As Logan said, it definitely tasted apple-y. It felt like the farmer's juice state in front of me and gave me a taste. Thank you for listening.